are not emitting greenhouse effect gases. We have the support from the municipality and socially because this is a contribution to the neighbors in a vulnerable area in Talagante. This is a concrete and real contribution. This is a big help for all the neighbors, mainly to the elderly, because so many elderly have trouble paying water, electricity. This is a great help. This is a great help to us as being elderly. This is very necessary. We are generating savings in the electricity costs. We started with this project in Talagante and in the country. It's important to highlight that this type of project is the very first being built in the country, and this is an example for other municipalities to so they can adopt this technology. We repeat our announcement. Please take a seat. We're about to begin. we receive His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Chile, Mr. Gabriel Boric Font. Good morning, everyone, to all of you. We warmly receive you to the 54th meeting of Ministers of Energy of OLADE. Before kicking off, we address Andres Rebolledo, the Executive Secretary of OLADE, the representatives and the ambassadors in Chile, representatives from Chile, from the region, from Latin America and the Caribbean, the Minister of Energy, Mr. Diego Pardo, Huachochen, representative of the World Bank, the Executive Representative of CAF, Sergio Desgranado, Marcelino Madrigal, the representative of Energy from the World Bank, the Congresswomen and Congressmen of the Sebastián Rosas, Mayor of Talagante, the representatives and presidents of public and private enterprises, the permanent observers, representatives of international organisms, national authorities, and all of the participants of the 10th week of energy. Be very welcome. The meeting of ministers is the highest instance for political decisions in OLADE, and all of its members define the strategic guidelines to advance in strategy, integration, and energy sustainability in Latin America and the Caribbean. To kick off this inauguration, we invite the Executive Secretary of OLADE, Andres Rebolledo, to address some words. We can hear him. I'm so sorry, but I can't hear him.
Tercera fila a todos los observadores y organizaciones internacionales que nos acompañan, no solo en esta oportunidad.
We were in La Serena. Today we gather here in Santiago, the capital of energy in Latin America and the Caribbean. And it's receiving us because energy is not only a topic for one sector, but it really involves us all. This is hope for our future generation. It's not only energy. Energy is not only a number or something, but it's the backbone for development in Latin America and the Caribbean. And the energy sector receives all of the efforts for decarbonization internationally. Allow me to express my acknowledgments to the President of Chile, Mr. Gabriel Boric, for hosting this week, because it reinforces the commitment of Chile with energy and the development of Latin America and the Caribbean. President Boric, when he was a congressman for Magallanes, he wrote a book regarding energy efficiency, so he really knows about this agenda. So this is an unprecedented challenge, and we know that we having increasingly more impact. We have a very complex geopolitics, and we are remember that we depend on energy, and also our citizens are being affected too. Our region has the possibility and the responsibility of providing answers to this challenge. This process will be legitimate only if it's being built on equity, I'm so sorry I'm experiencing technical problems. Just a moment. Transformation will be viable and fair only if the citizens are in the heart and in the middle of the energy policies. To make progress, we need political will, we need giant investments, and we need convergence, and also market mechanisms that are able to be understood beyond the borders. And because we also need support from the banking system, the funding systems, so we can get unite all of the different realities in Latin America and the Caribbean. That's why we are also using the word diversity. Most of all, we need common trust, cooperation in the region, because we understand that a country alone is not able to face all of these challenges alone. Latin America is the greenest region in the world with the highest penetration of renewable energies, and also it's a producer of rare minerals which are fundamental for the energy transition. Our region is a solution contributing to decarbonization and to energy transitions in the world. All of those transitions that our countries are experimenting is not only technological, but implies deep changes in politics and technology, because we need to change the way we produce, transform, and export energy. In that sense, energy integration must be conceived very widely, because this is a condition to have sovereignty, to optimize the use of resources, and also to project us to the world as a diverse region, but also a united region. We need energy interconnection in our region, and we've seen this because we had so many complicated events in our region because we experienced outages. We need regulation agreements. We need plans to exchange value too. Chile has innovated in different areas of energy efficiency, and this is an experience from my country to contribute to regional agreements so we can improve the quality of life of our inhabitants. Energy efficiency is a constant task, and we need to be brave with that conviction and with the certainty that the future of our country is built by all of us. I warmly receive you, all of you, in this 54th meeting of ministers of energy of the Latin American and Caribbean Organization of Energy, OLADE. We thank the executive secretary Wers. One of the goals of this event is knowing how to make advancements in energy efficiency in Latin America. This is already happening in Chile with projects such as the solar park in Talagante, showing how clean energy can reduce costs in electricity, promoting sustainability. To know more about this initiative, we invite Adelia Barahona, the president of the Neighbors Committee in Talagante and representative of all of the families being benefited by this project. Good morning to all of you. It's an honor for me being here as a representative of the Neighborhoods Committee of Talagante to show you our experience. I'm 70 years old. I'm a mother of 3 daughters, and I've been 36 years living in the neighborhood, and I've always participated in the activities in my neighborhood. Some years ago, I became the president, and I had to lead a process that meant a before and an after in the life of our families, the solar part. This wasn't easy because many people were not trusting, they didn't know about the situation, but finally, 123 families out of over 300 believed in it, and they decided to work together. We were able to reduce the cost of electricity, and in some cases, some families were paying nothing. We show that community organization may open new doors to opportunities, that families can have access to innovations that seem very far away. And that also energy transition has the face of a citizen. For us, this project is great, not only because we are paying less, but also because we were able to grow as community. I'd like to thank to all of the people that made this solar park possible, and I hope that it can be replied in other municipalities in Chile and also in other parts in Latin America. On behalf of my neighbors, I invite you to think about this type of initiatives because it really changes lives. Thank you so much. We thank Eliana's testimony. We invite the President of the Republic, Gabriel Boric Font, to address the audience. Good morning to all of you here, ministers, delegations from Latin America that are with us today, and also during this week, the Energy Week. Olave, thank you, Olave, for choosing our country to receive this event to reinforce our cooperation ties. We have so much to, there are so many adjectives. I believe that Olave is one of, is a proof because we can improve the quality of life of our citizens. Thank you so much, Andres Rebolledo, for your words. I'm very proud Chilean, a former minister, which is the president of this great organization.
I would also like to thank the presence of Diana Barahona. Thank you so much for coming from Talagante. You represent that Chilean woman who is a leader, and who I also like to say that the Chilean women, the majority of local neighborhood leaders are women in our country, and I notice that because of your leadership, we can change people's lives for the better. You do something that's key in society. We live in a world in which it's very easy to mistrust institutions of the state and even our own neighborhoods, because community organizations, when they relate well with public authorities, generate trust, especially when we have concrete results, just like the one Eliana has mentioned. So I'm very proud to be here. We work for you. It's an honor to be here. Energy is a condition for development. I was just reviewing the history of our country, of Latin America, and other parts of the world. And when I was thinking how connectivity at some point, and specifically trains, were key to the development of countries, to get the sense of unity in a country. Today, I would dare to say energy is to the 21st century to what trains were in the previous century. Energy perhaps is the most important connection for our communities, for development of our countries. We've noticed, just like Andres was saying, when energy is missing, when it's lacking, that really hampers in a very important way, not just generating social tensions, but creates gaps towards the future regarding possibilities of development for countries. And beyond that, energy is at the center of global geopolitics. And the fact that there are certain supply elements that are important for energy transition, specifically in our countries, makes us relevant stakeholders in the international scenario. Just like in the 70s, oil became a fundamental geopolitical element. Today, copper, lithium, hydrogen have become in something like that. And in a very polarized world, or at least us from Chile, we strongly defend our right and our option for strategic autonomy and for multilateralism. for having relationships with every country, for not submitting or subordinating ourselves to no global power, but really stand as equals with different countries in the world, since or from Latin America, in which we're proud to belong. Chile has moved strongly the development of the energy sector using public policies. This is developing sustainability, jobs, and as Ileana's case in her community, we've been able to improve people's lives. As Ileana was saying regarding the community solar park in Talagante, this has allowed for 195 homes to have a direct benefit with savings of close to 200 million pesos, 10,000 pesos, which for one family of low income is very important. There's a phrase that Eliana used, and I wrote it down, which I think is important. She said, energy transition has a citizen's faith. So in communities like yours, when we do transformations to save energy, to keep the warmth in homes and isolated regions. With Minister Pardo, we went to a small locality in Chiloé, and they told us that in the remodelation they had done in the schools, that changed people's lives. And they said that learning today was much better. The conditions to learn were even better. So when we speak about energy in general, we speak about these huge projects and big investments, but it has a citizen's base, and it's important that we are able to transmit this message. Something similar happens with rural solar water, something we started this year. It has benefited 30 rural sanitary services improving their sanitary uses of energy. We're also making improvements through the program Better Schools. This allowed us to take energy solutions to more than 22,000 students just in 2024. With projects like this, we democratize energy. Reaching this point has been possible thanks to the fact that Chile has been implementing more than 10 years a policy of energy transition that is allowed to consolidate solar energy and wind energy as pillars of our energy matrix. Today in our country, 70% of electricity comes from very clean sources, and will allow us to get to that point by 2050. To get that, last year in December, we just developed a policy that promotes clean energy, and the development of storage. Our country has important projects like the wind farm Horizonte with 140 generators, the second largest of Latin America, or Escoya, the largest battery park of Latin America. We're working also very strongly so that in the north and south of our country, we can transform green hydrogen in an engine for investment, which allows the portfolios of green hydrogen have grown up to $125 million when we started in 2022 to $49 billion now in 27. In Chile, we face the elements of energy as a state policy that go beyond governments and political faction, and that have to be addressed in an intersectoral way. Because changes that are done in terms of energy affects essential elements of life, like education of children in our country. As you know, and as you probably have shared in your conversations over this week, Latin America is a region that has a tremendous diversity, geographical, cultural, social, tremendous potential for development. And for long time, we've been able to take advantage of that. If we worked together, I'm absolutely certain that we could ensure a better future, even a better present. Let's just think let's think about today. Let's think about the improvement of today people to whom we serve. We can be at the forefront on how we confront the climate crisis, starting with something so basically like not saying that we believe on the scientific consensus about the current climate crisis, and we prepare ourselves and act in front of it. And we generate and add sustainable energy solutions that are replicable in other parts of the world. We do this from the great projects down to the small scientific innovations in high school. Recently, there was a student from a high school who went to a world fair with an energy solution to save energy, which is very important. So what we're doing over here is addressing all dimensions. For that, the work that OLADE does is because it promotes dialogue of the member state and allows the exchange of virtuous experiences, and also makes us learn from mistakes and generate a better relationship with our countries, which is so important. We've noticed this in dialogues with Bolivia, with Argentina, beyond Peru. I'm absolutely certain that throughout Latin America, those relationships can be reproduced through countries. Dialogue between governments, experts, representatives of the private sectors, all these dialogues are important. Social organizations of the civil society are important. And this allows for greater social cohesion, which is key for the development of our societies. I wish you the best of luck and success in this meeting, and we are looking forward to the results of your discussion so we can work collaboratively and democratize energy and reach new heights. Thank you very much. We request the president to remain in the stage so we can have an official photo of the meeting, so everybody can come up for the picture. The permanent representatives of the EU and Algeria, and the representatives of the organizations who have organized the 10th Energy Week, and also the Inter-American Bank of Development, the World Bank, the Bank of Development Latin America, and the World Forum of Enterprise Initiative. The Energy Week of OLADE is a space of political dialogue and strategic in terms of where ministers of the 27 countries participate, members of Latin American Organization of Energy, consolidating as one of the most important elements in the energy sector in Latin America and the Caribbean. Within its objectives, they analyze the global energy panorama and look at how different countries project their development in the short, mid, and long term. Thank you very much to everyone, and with that, we finish the inaugural ceremony of the Energy Ministers meetings of OLADE. May you have a great meeting today.